Greetings, believers, this is SuperZombGBBQ, and today we are going to be getting our Team Road to Glory rewards and looking at the PCC, which is really strange. Before we look at the PCC, let's look at those Team Road to Glory rewards. We got ourselves Shinsuke Nakamura, the King of Strong Style, the King of the Gift of Jericho. And we also got the King of Kings himself, Triple H. So we're going to get Triple H. First of all, there's Triple H. I love that image, though. It's a shame he's got all the weird orange stuff around, because otherwise he'd be a great image to use. He's also a little bit too small, in my opinion, but whatever. Anyway, there's the Gift of Jericho event on the Team Road to Glory, which is Shinsuke Nakamura, which is one of the best cards of the tier. I said this in the previous video that I mentioned and released. And Shinsuke Nakamura is a awesome card to have. You're getting yourself a pro of that, then feel lucky. Great card to have with the likes of Brock Lesnar, that Money in the Bank card, Brock Lesnar as well. 22 SummerSlam cards now, still 57 WrestleManias. Got to start getting rid of those. In fact, I might start getting rid of those tonight. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, JB, let's sort of cut off the conversation right now, because a lot of people are going to be asking me, why are you playing PCC? Well, I did say there was a beginning PCC for a tier, then it's something I would consider going for, and this one's definitely one that is worth playing, purely because of how strange it is, which we'll talk about in a second. But also the fact that there's been a couple of big changes to PCC. I'll be interested to see if there's any changes to how it operates as well. But that aside, let's talk about PCC. Now, PCC this week could have been anything. I mean, you've got Backlash coming up, the next pay-per-view, and people would be thinking, yeah, it'd be AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, which is going to be the main event, of course, because it's got a World Heavyweight Championship. Sheamus versus Cesaro. There's plenty of different feuds you could do. You could even do one of the club members against the New Day, for example. Maybe you could do a Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, as an example, if you wanted to do another card set like that. Something else. There's a lot of different feuds that they could go for. The one they've gone for is very weird, and honestly, I don't think I've ever been like, what? At something that SuperCard have done, and maybe I'm actually kind of excited as well. If you've been anywhere near Twitter today, you would have possibly heard of the local talent movement. This is actually something that is really funny as hell, and it's something that I love the WWE SuperCard community for this. You guys are awesome when this happens. We are getting a squash PCC. No, we're not getting another Roman Reigns PCC where Roman Reigns loses because he gets booed out of every single arena. We're not having a PCC that makes no sense between one obviously rigged side against another. We're genuinely, literally getting ourselves a jobber PCC. Literally, Braun Strowman, if you've been watching Raw over the last, since the brand split happened, Braun Strowman every single week is put up against a completely random weak-ass person. Now, obviously, they might not be weak-ass in reality. They might actually be decent wrestlers. But they're nowhere near the size of Braun Strowman, who's like 7 foot tall. He's freaking huge. He's built like an absolute machine. We're actually getting ourselves a jobber PCC. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's just a one-sided PCC. Well, with the magic of the WWE SuperCard community, not so. There's quite a few people who are actually willing to go for the jobber card, because not many people are big fans of Braun Strowman, because, you know, he's not great. He's, you know, in fairness, he's come to Raw, he's been kind of uninteresting, and you know, he just beats people up and throws them around the ring, and the actual angle itself is starting to get a little bit like, you know, it's more fun to see who they put him up against. Plus, he's had issues with working before. I remember the Royal Rumble when Brock Lesnar just took literally lumps out of the guy, just legitimately hitting him. Now, you probably think that this jobber has decent stats. He's going to have a decent level of, I don't know, maybe a good proc or something that's going to persuade you to go for that card. No. And this is where it gets even more interesting. Literally, WWE SuperCard have pulled this one out of the bag. This is great. And I have some theories around this, which I got from Gilly, which I think potentially could be, or could mean, what this is. I don't even know what to say right now. It's just crazy. So let's look at the cards. We've got Braun Strowman, which is leveled like a normal SummerSlam event card. Braun Strowman has got the best power and toughness in the game. He's got the weakest speed and charisma, besides the Money in the Bank cards. But overall, he's still a decent card. And I love the pro images. The pro images in the background look pretty sweet. However, the Jobber has stats worse than a common card. Yeah, no lie, this card is literally a Jobber card. As in, if this actually wins this PCC, this card is nigh on useless for anything, unless you've got the Vince McMahon card. And the fact of the matter is, it's a SummerSlam card with roughly the... It's just, I don't know how it would work. The best bit about this card, though, is that it has the first ever minus proc. It has something called Flee, which is -10 to toughness. It procs negatively. It's just crazy. You've got the undercards. I mean, this just says it all as to who they want to win. The toughness and charisma taunt card against the standard straightforward toughness. Obviously, you're going to want the SummerSlam taunt card over this card over here. And then obviously over here, if we keep going down, I mean, this one makes no sense. Eric Rowan over here, I know it's the Wyatt family and whatnot, but, you know, against Stardust, I mean, Stardust is actually the better card over here. And again, you got the same kind of support cards. Let's go down even further. We'll go down now. This is where it gets a bit funny. Obviously, Dean Ambrose is a pro for anyone who has played that. I think it was a Team Road to Glory event and also a PCC event that had Dean Ambrose as the undercard as well. Potentially, that's going to be a pro for a few people, so that might push it. Wade Barrett is going to be pro for a lot of people who did the original Team Road to Glories back in when the Survivor tier was first released. All of these cards, other than Baron Corbin, all the undercard rewards are all jobbers. Baron Corbin is like the only one that's like left out there, which makes absolutely no sense. The other thing which I've noticed as well is that the WrestleMania, the Survivor cards, and the Legendary cards all left WWE very recently. You could say they fleed from the company. Yeah, great joke. Anyway, the other things that are really, really important before we go into why you should choose a local talent, and I mean this, I'm not joking when I say this, because it's great. 1 to 50 for the top SummerSlam card. I can see a lot of people pushing for that, but I think this is going to push the overall points of this PCC down. I think WWE SuperCard done a great thing doing this because it means more people can have access to these cards. Maybe admitting for the first time that the overall rewards aren't worth a top 10 grind, especially when you're looking at 20,000 for those cards. I would imagine top 50 usually gets about 10,000 points. I'd imagine it goes for about 12.5 to 15,000 points for this one. Top 150 for the support card, I think that will drop to maybe, I don't know, 7.5 to 9,000. Then obviously you keep going down from here. You got a different. I'm not even going to go through the individual rankings. The biggest thing is that they've increased event cards available for you to be able to get, which means you get another 500 places able to get this card. I think this will push the overall points down to about 5,000 per PCC, maybe 6,000 for the first. This one here. Obviously, Braun Strowman has a lot going in his favour. The fact of the matter is he's a tag for Finn Balor, the first ever event card. Obviously, he's got a pro Dean Ambrose on his side. But I've got a feeling, and I'm not necessarily believing what's coming out of WWE SuperCard right now, but it may do, and this may be a huge, huge joke. But as far as I'm concerned, that local talent, I've got a feeling is maybe a hint at something that's maybe coming in the future. The developers, WWE SuperCard recently and the event, did say that they were going to be bringing things into WWE SuperCard before Season 3, some new stuff, potentially even revealing maybe what that coming soon thing is in the team events. That would just be nice to actually know why we've been staring at a banner that says coming soon for so long. But maybe this is a way of introducing something new. I don't know what it would be. I've got no idea, but maybe this could be a way of getting, I don't know, a new style of card in. Maybe it's a way of introducing personalized cards. I'm not sure. Maybe they'll replace it with another card if it wins. I still think Braun's going to win this, and I'm going to be honest with you. But I urge each and every single one of you to push the jobber, to go for the local talent. And if you do want to do that, there's several ways you can support that. First of all, pick him in PCC. I know that you're probably thinking to yourself, but the undercards suck. Seriously, if we can get the local talent to win this PCC, it would just be a huge kind of like, I don't know, a statement as such, because it would be a jobber wins the PCC. I mean, the weakest ever PCC card ever. I tell you what, the fact of the matter is, what a card that you could use as an avatar going to Season 3. That would be incredible. I just think that card as a pro alone, just what the card is itself is just enough for me to say, just go all out for the local talent. And what you can do to support that is the hashtag local talent movement, which is on Twitter, which I've tweeted up a couple of times. Or if you're on Twitter and Instagram, change your name to local and then your name. I've changed mine, as for an example, to local JB. And other people have changed theirs to local X or local Y. I just think this is a great way of just showing, I don't know, that you can just have a bit of fun sometimes. And this is a way of having a bit of fun and thinking, you know what, don't really want the Braun Strowman card. Let's just get a jobber card because it's fun. And there's a lot of people who are going to be like, oh, JB, why are you doing that for? Because it kind of makes no sense. And yes, the rewards are better on the other side. But I don't freaking care. At the end of the day, we're either going to get a really boss Braun Strowman card if we fail, or we're going to get an awesome avatar going to Season 3. I think the local talent is the card to go with. The jobber has to win this PCC. Let me know if you support this in the comment section below. I will be back tomorrow with a stream to see which one of these cards is going to be the winner. Potentially, we may see a victory for the local talent. If the jobber wins this, I don't know what I'll do. I'll set some kind of forfeit on the streams that if the local talent wins, I'll do something genuinely. And nothing rude, of course, but something that's going to make it worth him winning. I don't know. If you've got any suggestions, comment section for those as well. Plus, I'll have some King of the Ring rewards, plus a Legendary Fusion. Maybe, finally, I'll get myself that Finn Balor card, but I'm not holding hope for it. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this really weird and strange, but absolutely awesome PCC idea in the comment section below. Do you think this is something else? Do you think that this is a small subliminal message that maybe new stuff's coming to SuperCard? Do you think this is going to be another image? Maybe someone mentioned earlier on, because it's a down arrow, it could be a Kevin Owens hidden behind that stat with the title. Maybe waiting for it to be, I don't know. I just can't see them keeping this card if it does win. And if he does, then anyone who's got this card is going to treat this as possibly one of the greatest images ever in SuperCard. I don't think this will ever happen again. So it's definitely worth your time. I say go for local talent, choose the jobber, and hashtag local talent movement on Twitter. I will see you guys soon. And remember to chuck a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more WWE SuperCard content. And obviously subscribing will mean that you get notified whenever new videos like this come up. And if you want to go into the description for details about my Twitch, so you can follow me on the stream tomorrow, Twitter for following me because local JB, and also Instagram and Discord details in the description below as well. I will see you all very soon. And last thing we always wait till the end to do, and that is coming. Solid!